No one had nothing less to race for apart from the results. So everyone was just going, right, let's go for it.
Hello, good evening one and all to the Ultimate Team Championship here on oNiD Racing. Your Sunday night of entertainment is rather wet at Watkins. And just to throw it a bit on its head this evening, it's not a team championship. We do have one round this week of two separate splits. Single drivers going out for the teams, getting points for their team, but no driver changing. No driver changing at all. Just one driver, one car, one track. And for this time round we are with the top split. So the highest ranking drivers of the teams in split 1, and that's the split we're streaming to you this evening alongside me in the comments box at this kind of need a Noah's Ark to get through here, Ben, don't we?
Do a bit, yeah. Ironically, it'd be perfect for the Bentley. It's a cruise ship, so it's but no one's bothering to use it anymore, unfortunately.
Well, it is a pleasure to have you nonetheless alongside me, and for those who have arranged at me in the admin server, I am no longer server muted. It's fine. Ben can hear me, hopefully.
I mean, you can be. It'd make commentary very interesting.
It wouldn't it? Well, people would hear me because of OBS, so ha 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 ha. It's a separate thing. No. Anyway, we have started qualifying though in this very wet Watkins with 17 minutes to go. Most notably, rain is to decrease in 10 minutes, but I don't think that's going to help them massively. We might see drier conditions, but I do believe the wet water is here to stay at Watkins. Alliteration. Yeah. Did you get me, Ben? Alliteration.
Yeah. You are fascinated by alliteration. Yeah, I think the rain is here to stay for enough of the qualifying session that they're not really going to be able to get off their wet setups, which does mean they're going to be losing all that dry running going into the actual race. Don't know what the race conditions are set to be, but it's certainly going to be interesting.
It's indeed. Nor do I know what...
Who will forget to change back off their wet setup going after qualifying? Or will gamble, or won't, just in case.
Exactly. Well, that's the thing. You can, by all means, put a wet setup on, put slicks on, and have a wet setup and be slower. Obviously, with potentially carrying more downforce to manage the wet. But it's an interesting proposition. What do these guys do in changeable conditions? Do they risk it with a dry setup and may not have the grip to handle the wet conditions as they go through the race? Again, still a 90-minute race here this evening with an enforced pit stop, as we said, just without the driver change.
Have a look. I'm just checking that. No, it's actually a 60-minute race tonight.
Oh, it is a 60-minute race. Got you. I do apologise.
No, 90 minutes would be quite long for a single driver.
It would be.
On a Sunday night, I'm sure.
It would be quite entertaining, wouldn't it? And of course, being a top shot commentator, I definitely know what I'm doing. Car on top at the minute with quarter of an hour to go is Nicholas Huben in the Unicorn on Love. I do apologise, Nicholas. For some reason, your unicorns aren't showing on your car if that is what your team name is and what your livery represents.
Devastated.
Very devastating, I know. Very blank car at the minute, but not leaving the timing boards blank. Currently set in purple sectors.
Yeah, it's that. Audi's looking fairly planted through these turns. Watkins is a very flowing circuit, no pun intended, given the weather. Maintaining the momentum, especially through the chicane after the long straight uphill run and the straightaway, and the shorter straights and through the flowing corners, keeping that momentum and keeping a nimble car underneath you is very vital.
So he is still purple as he goes down into the final sector. This very odd right-hander, you kind of commit to it and then have to run out wide to get a good time. Jonathan Seville, though, just goes fastest with a 151.2, and that's a good improvement there for him, but still, Huben still going purple, even with that improvement from Seville up in P1.
Kind of depressing. I was setting a slower time than that in the dry on practice the other day.
Clout on the wall for Huben. But gets away with it. 150.6.
That's a very quick time in the.
That is indeed.
if you hit the wall right on that exit curb, you can get away with it.
No,
It does. The temptation to plant your foot out of that last corner can carry you wide.
can indeed.
But if you hit it straight side on rather than on a corner, you'll sort of get away with it.
Absolutely. Sedonta
Might not feel too healthy when you start your next lap.
No, it probably won't. But the gap's being quite tight from, well, I say quite tight, being from P3 down to, what, P8, P9?
Yeah, that is very tight times. Like, down to P9 is currently, what, 1.1 seconds, just under 1.2? That's a very tight time round. This is a reasonably long lap. It's close to 2 minutes.
It is, for sure. But Sedonta is going to come through the last corner. He is going to improve. He's 0.6 up on his best time, which of course isn't enough for pole position, but will certainly be an improvement as he comes across the line.
I mean, the thing about this track...
P2.
Oof,
P3.
Very nice.
I do apologise, P3, because Seville drops to second. Huben's gone faster. We've missed that lap from Huben.
Yeah, just by a tenth, just pipping Seville in there.
Does indeed. That's a very good improvement.
I mean, lots of overtaking spots around this course. So anyone in like top 5, I'd say, is in with a chance of taking those top place honours.
Yeah, without a shadow of doubt. Just under 12 minutes left to go. Huben still holding pole from Seville, Tut, Austin, Jungan, Shahibi, Watson, Vanum, Page and Hagel is your current top 10.
Let's just watch to extend. There is a little bit of water being displaced off that racing line there, but not enough to make a huge difference.
No.
We can see it, but it's visually there, but they're not going to be feeling a massive amount of grip change. That's a very pink car.
That is a very pink car.
Sorry, that was a slight deviation from topic there, but that was a really pink car.
It was. I think that was car 18, I do believe. Let's see if it was. No, it's not. What car was that? Maybe 19? There it is.
Oof.
Alvin Bloomquist. That's yeah.
And is anyone surprised?
No, not really. I mean,
vivid pink car with a cannabis leaf on the roof. Yeah, that's on trend.
Car 13, Dave Zalecki having off there.
Yep. My guess is he probably took a little bit too much of the entrance curve there, tried to swing it through, and the rears and this wet weather will have just turned round on him.
Was that Dave Zalecki? I think that was car 13, not 13th place. It was actually car 13. It was Autoglen in that. Let's see what happens, shall we? And then he's going slow already.
Oh no, yeah, he just didn't get the braking.
He's getting the braking right. He goes,
I'm not.
Back to the pit
I'm
lane.
not sure whether this is the same on ACC, but in real life and on the AC version of this track, the distance to the corner is actually down in feet, not in meters. So you're actually braking. You need to brake a lot further than you. If you're looking out for the 100 board, you're way too late.
Yeah.
Because 100 feet, yeah, you're going to be on that grass or in the barriers.
You're like being up meters. Oh my god!
You do it once and then you never do it again, and you feel very embarrassed.
You think the first time I drove this car, I'm thinking 500 meters, 400 meters. No, that's a corner.
100 meters. That's a corner.
No, that's a
that
corner.
was not 100 meters.
No, it's not right. Oh dear lord.
Yeah. I think the bravest moves we're going to see are going to be into that chicane. It's very possible to overtake. Weirdly, your best chance of overtaking is to go on the outside line into it.
Absolutely.
Which will put you inside on the exit.
Yes.
But with these very wide GT3 machines, it's going to be very brave last of the late breakers into there.
No, absolutely. Bloody Americans and their freedom units. It's all star-spangled stripes, isn't it? It's all fantastic. So the best country in the road, and they can't do anything wrong.
Yeah. We put a man on the moon. Yeah, but you measured that in meters, didn't you?
Dear Lord. They say to me, I'm going to go, it's only a journey of 100 kilometres. I'm like, what? 60 miles, mate, okay? Anyway, let's have a focus up and down the field. The top runners are all mostly in the pits or on their outlaps. Let's have a bit of a focus down towards the back of the field. 20th place is Gear Axlin.
Yeah, that Beamer's looking a little bit tentative through this wet stuff. I don't think he's quite got his feel for the wet conditions yet.
No, sadly not. He was
tiptoeing round a little bit, isn't it?
He was up on his time though. That's the thing. He was improving. He'll go through the last corner. Well, he will improve. Actually, has found a little bit of time.
You can just hear it. It's just not a little bit tentative on the throttle through those turns.
He goes 14th. Good 2 seconds off the pace, sadly. Probably pulls it off and says that that's it for now. I'm going to go and see if I can go back to pits.
Maybe a little bit of adjustment, then jump out again.
Yeah, so as you see Peter Jedlick come across the line. I think this is an outlap for him, so he'll be starting the lap. Down in 12th.
Aston looking very nice and taking a lot of the inner curb on the end. Running it wide on section. Not quite the NASCAR line, but definitely taking as much of the curb as he can. It gets a little bit wide on the entrance to the uphill there.
Yes, and Dexter Crane, did you guys update also Sim Racing, updated the livery, like it's still revised one version, car 18.
We have been having an issue with the liveries this evening, Dexter, so it's
there's a couple of cars that are not showing, and I will have another look at that because it is my PC and my Ultra Sim Racing that I have updated. So you might want to check your livery folders as well, just to be sure. But it was a nice looking livery though, even though it's not the one you've uploaded, it's still a very nice looking livery. And definitely, if we can show favouritism, we can show favouritism, I think it's one of my favourites. Yeah, I said it.
If you're commenting on a livery, it's not saying I want them specifically to win the race. It's like, yes, we like their livery. It's a good livery.
Yeah, that's okay.
Even if it is the old one, apparently.
6 minutes to go, and this driver here, Nicholas Huben, again, very unliveried car, sadly, of the team Unicorns of Love. God, is your current pole sitter from again Seville, holding second place by about 0.6 of a second. Track is ramping up. Even in these wet conditions, people are still finding time. Third, Austin 4th, Shungan 5th, Shahibi in 6th, Hawkle 7th, Watson 8th, Vanoon up in 9th, good improvement from Vanoon. And round up your top 10 so far is Richard Page down in the Ferrari.
Yeah, the Ferrari's been a bit of a meta car for the last few months, but it's not looking as strong here. It might not like this track and these conditions.
Potentially not, sadly, but we'll keep an eye on that and see if we can do anything. And if any of the other Ferraris, you've got Austin and Jungan in 4th and 5th, so they'll be wanting to improve with Pulsum Sport and the Dutch Endurance team. They're top-rated drivers of the 2 driver teams in Split 1 today.
They will definitely want to be pushing forward into first place on those ones.
Indeed, they will. We'll keep an eye on that and see what happens. And I must admit,
is Austin on a lap there? Because that's much of that.
He is.
Is that the Dutch car behind him pressuring him there?
It is potentially, and no love lost between. Oh no, it's a different team. Let's not go into that. It's lost in. Goes through the left-hander there. It'll go into the penultimate corner. On sweeping left-hander in the dry, you can just have a little lift to go into that corner. In the wet, you probably have to do a bit more than that.
Yeah, it looks like both of them are pushing quite hard for their dry lines, and I think it's unsettling the car on the wet a little bit.
Potentially. Austin will come across the line though. This will be an improvement, potentially second. It is second.
Indeed.
But Huben still quite a way ahead. He will come across the line now. This is going to be an improvement. 1 minute 50 dead. for the pole sitter, Nicholas Huben.
That is a very quick time in these conditions. Kicking the tail a little bit as he goes on the left-hand curve on the exit from turn 1 there.
Very fast up from the Audi driver and solidifies his pole position with just under 3.5 minutes to go.
The Audi does like conditions like this. It's nimble and it's got the right size wheelbase and the right spread of wheels for this kind of track.
Indeed it does. We're going to jump on with Jordan Watson from the second Pulsing Sport team. There are 2 Pulsing Sports teams, I do forget. He is up on his lap at the minute and is about half a second up, so we'll see an improvement up to potentially about 5th or 4th if he keeps this pace up.
He's pushing hard. You can see him using a lot of exit curb to try and maximise the lap time, but that might be causing him a little bit of issue with the traction.
Potentially, well, as I said, waiting for him to go down into the last few corners. Still 0.6 up on his time, so his delta is showing a quicker lap.
Runs it wide over that curb there.
Risky. Very risky.
Yeah. They are pushing very hard.
Down into the penultimate corner. He's going to have traffic on the Dutch Endurance team. That's going to compromise him big time.
Yeah.
Oh, can't get out of the way.
Oh dear. That's not going to be popular.
I think it's Drone John on car 10 potentially. And it is indeed, and that's going to be qualifying lap ruined for Jordan Watson.
He's going to have one more chance. Is John going to let him go?
I think he is.
I think he is, yeah. Might just have been a case of came across each other. It is very difficult to get out of the way on that little left-hand chicane at just before the last corner. Because it looks quite wide on camera. It's not as wide when you're in the car.
No, exactly. It's it's very deceptive, isn't it, really?
Yeah,
you can see a lot
absolutely.
of our cameras, but the actual width of the track is, somewhat narrow.
Yeah, being charitable, I'm inclined to think that I don't think Jonga would have deliberately blocked him. In fact, I think he was probably trying to move out of the way when they came together.
Yeah.
But I think they'd had the same thought and went in the same direction.
No, absolutely. Leighton Austin is on a lap but has invalidated, so he won't be improving. We are going to stick with Shahibi. He's about 0.4 of a second up on his best lap. So, this might be a jump up into P4.
I'll put him around there, yeah.
Oh, it's P5.
Displaces Jongan.
The Jongan also stopped on track and called it quits.
Yeah, because he had to sacrifice the start of his lap to let Watson past.
No, absolutely. We do have P1 and P2 on laps at the minute. And we'll go with Nicholas Huben, so it'll be his last crack at a lap, and he's going to improve. He keeps it nice and tidy, potentially. First man to 149.
I think he's going to be our pole sitter. Because I can't see many people getting close to that time in these conditions.
The 149.8.
That's setting out your intent, isn't it?
If that's not intent, I don't know what is. Seville's gone to the pits. Austin's gone to the pits.
Watson up to 4th.
Watson is up to 4th.
I think his will have finished now. Oh no, he's still showing out.
He's still showing out. He's gone a valid lap, so he might have just seen the checkered flag as it was. Well, the flag might have just been waved as he came across the line. Huben has gone on for another lap.
He's not been checkered, so by all means, go for it, you know?
Absolutely. Without a shadow of doubt, not an issue at all. As we await to come across the line, we've got people on. That's Page looks to improve, and indeed Page does. Jumps up to 7th.
The McLaren's another one that... Oh, I was going to say the McLaren looked very planted there, but it just exited stage left.
It did, though. What happened there?
Oof. That was a long way off left.
That was massively a long way off. Only other person on lap at the minute. Oh, Zach Silver's jumped up to 25th. Potentially there. Yep. So he's a bit further down the order, just off your timing, so he's on the left side, sadly. So you didn't see him jump up the order. We'll stay with Watson. He is the last driver that's on a lap. Potentially.
Big gap to the top, but if he can close up quite substantially. If he can get himself up to P2 or 3, then that was a long way off there.
It's not invalidated, but it's not going to be an improvement.
Yeah.
He dives straight in front of me.
Oh!
There's a wall there. Dear God, thank God it's a pretend racing.
Really hope you've turned your force feedback down there.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just gonna
that was one way to go into the pits.
That was, absolutely. That was rather interesting, for sure. Absolutely. Yeah.
Full Leroy Jenkins into the pit.
Leroy Jenkins. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm going to go to hell for that.
I mean, I made the reference. I can't really.
No, you can't. No, you can't. No, exactly. Right, let's go to our starting grid then. Nicholas Huben, P1, followed by Jonathan Seville in P2, P3 Leighton Austin, and P4 Watson. Both of the Pulse Sim Sport drivers there, filling and sharing, filling parts of the. Oh no, first and second row. Yeah, ignore me. It's off because ignore me. It's fine. Jordan Watson P4, Tuck P5, Shahiri P6, Page in P7, Jongan P8, Vanum in P9, Hegel 10th, Rezar in 11th, Angel 12th, Knowles 13th, Jenelik 14th, Axton 15th, Zaleki in 16th, Roort van Ooselen 17th, Bloomquist in 18th. God, that's blinding. Jesus Christ. P19, Luke Sherlock in the oNiD Racing Stronger. Zach Silver in the Splatoon livery at Audi there in P20. Autogren 21st. Heidenreich, God, in 22nd. Marco Hell 23rd. Vest 24th, Tomlinson 25th, Limonier in 26th, Manders 27th, Thorpe 28th, Harris 29th. Good, lovely oNiD liveries there, lovely to see. Not that we're biased. Cross in 30th, Parkin 31st, and then in 32nd, Toby Lowen, and 33rd, bringing up the rear of the pack, is Mr. Chris Rock. We now go back to starting the formation lap. One full formation lap in the 60-minute race, and one with an enforced pit stop.
They are away trying to get any temperature and pressure they can into the tyres in this weather, I imagine.
Indeed they are, and it is a wet race for at least the next 30 minutes. Heavy rain forecast until at least the halfway point of this race.
Now, presumably, that's going to carry them into their pit window. So,
yes.
What gamble do you do when you get to the pits? Do you risk that it might be dry? Do you risk that you stay safe and stay on wets? It's going to be a interesting one.
Well, we had this situation when I was racing in Silverstone a few weeks ago with the AM guys in the mid-season, like end of last season. Yeah, it was Silverstone. It was a team race in Silverstone. There was an hour and a half race. I do believe it was at 2.5. I can't quite remember. Yeah, the weather dried up right at the end of the race, about 4 laps to go, and if you pitted, you just lost track position. So I wonder if that's going to happen here this evening.
They're just making their way down the outer loop here as they threw the chute and into the toe of the boot, as it is referred to.
Toe of the boot. Wow.
Yeah.
And we do have a lovely chat. Go Dutch Endurance Team. Go Jerome and Jongen. As you so kindly cheered on, I shall kindly oblige.
Dutch Endurance Team obviously hoping to bring good luck today to carry over to the Dutch cricket team tomorrow.
Dutch have a cricket team?
Yep, they're in the World Cup tomorrow against New Zealand.
Oh wow. Gee whiz.
lot of cricket history in the Netherlands, which I
Yeah.
keep surprising Rob with that.
Wow.
Rob Simanska.
We've got a wonderful Rob Racing psycho. Bless him.
Yeah, astonishing him that cricket actually has a history in the Netherlands.
Cricket, what's that? It's don't worry, it's not a sport. It's just a hobby.
It's a real sport.
Like golf.
Exactly.
What, a hobby?
So, if we're going to judge a sport based on the equipment you need, are we as motorsport fans really able to judge?
Come up to the end of formation lap now. They'll go into suicide in any moment, and we will get this race underway. And as I say that, and not just a good change of subject, it's actually quite handy that they do go into formation as I say that.
Yep, through turn 9 here. The looks like Austin and Seville are kind of melding into each other, trying to get the last bit of heat in their brakes. Just sharp left-hander of turn 9, and then the no, this is turn 10. I'm wrong here. Sharp left-hander of turn 10, then the sharp right-hander of turn 11, and then just the run down to the start.
Tell you what we'll do. Let's go to Helicam for this start of this race. Actually, no, let's not. That's poor. That's better. Get a good view of the cars going down to turn 1.
Kicking up the spray. The guys in mid-pack are they're going to see the bumper of the car in front and nothing in front of that.
Absolutely blinded by this.
So careful. Drive through position for car 23.
Car 23, it's further down the field, but we will get away for the first lap of this race. We do see greens, they all come across the line.
Spreading out. I think there's going to be a few guys running out wide just to avoid people in front of them, I suspect.
Cuban gets away well though, no real issue so far. Can't see anyone with a yellow flag or crashing into each other. I think everyone's being sensible so far.
Audi from McLaren into the chicane for the inner loop chicane for the first time, running over those curbs.
Car 27 is showing us in an accident. That's Zach Silver, still holding 21st, so just keeping an eye out for what's happening with the leaders. They're already breaking away from the pack. The Polestar Sport drivers being left behind a little bit.
Absolutely. Down through the chute, that sweeping downhill left-hander can run you wide out of that onto that curb.
Indeed it can, and if you're not careful you will lose the car, especially in these wet conditions. Do have a yellow flag though. Car number 31 was Heidenreich, who's got going again according to the timing screen. He's had another off, sadly. We'll stick with this. Nothing else happening so far. Now, the leaders are checking out. Oh, it's a car going wide in the background. That's Richard Page potentially going wide. It was. Indeed, he does rejoin in that yellow, black and white Ferrari. Battles are happening up and down the grid. Quite cautious battles, mind you. But no kind of massive offs from what we've seen.
No one wanted to push too hard on these wet tyres too soon.
Oh, clouting the wall there from the Porsche in the midfield. They're all clouting the wall in the exit.
Couple of guys are running wide and digging the paintwork there.
Getting their own racing stripe on the side of the car, let's say. There's drive-through position of 23, so that's Manders. Oh, that was being out of position at the start.
Yeah.
So that's he's going to have to try and take
Page trying to attack Resser up the hill there.
Just looking at each and every line he possibly can. Tries to go for the over-under, trying to get a bit of momentum on the car ahead. They're going to go side by side to the bus stop. In these conditions, it is definitely not favourable.
Very risky.
And Page definitely does back out of that move, thank goodness.
It's a weird one. It doesn't work as well going up the inside into the bus stop chicane there. You're better off coming on the outside, braking a touch later on the ideal line and sweeping in across the front of the other car.
We do have a yellow flag though. Zach Silver is dropping down the order. Car 27. He now finds himself in 27th place.
Deary me, he's clearly had an issue. I'm guessing that was into the bus stop.
There's a car around in front of him. No, that is Limonia.
Oh, there's another car as well, the Demon Tweaks car.
Oh, that's Kraus. Something's happening there 32. Let's see if we can catch it. So you go into a replay, and he's just lost it by himself.
Yeah, wet conditions, cars just let go on him.
And then the Demon Tweets car loses it by himself trying to take action.
Got a wheel on the grass and it just traction brakes and it just carries you around.
Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear.
Not much either of them can do there, to be fair.
No.
Maybe dial the traction control up a notch and punch yourself in the head and carry on going.
Yeah, exactly. As we will see these guys are pretty much head, nose to tail for some of these. Car 23's Amanda's still not done his drive through yet, leaving it right until the last minute.
Yeah. Normally you'd say get in early, minimise the impact, but with the cars this close together, you want to leave it a bit longer so they've spread out slightly.
Oh, absolutely. We do have a slow car though of Leighton Austin, was briefly showing as a slow car, down in 4th, now being hunted down by Sidon Tut. And potential yellow flag for car 19, Elvin Bloomquist. He is dropping. He has had a moment.
In the very, very pink Aston there.
Yeah, very much so.
Of Haram Racing. That's a name as well.
Let's see what happens. Oh, he gets wide
exit curb.
Exit curb and clouts the wall.
Yeah, I think once the wheels had come back down there, he was a passenger.
Indeed, and for that person in chat, I can't quite see what your name is because my eyesight's a bit messed up. I'm purely because I'm not wearing my glasses and I really should be. Is there a pit window? Yes. Yes, there is. And the pit window is absolutely open for the next 49.5 minutes.
Yep, opens 5 minutes into the race and I think closes... That'd be 5 minutes before the end, won't it?
Indeed it will be, yes. So drivers can stop at any moment in that pit window to oblige their mandatory pit stop. And I think some of these guys are going to wait as long as possible in case the weather does decide to not be wet. To not be wet. That's a choice of words.
Yeah, I get what you mean. They're going to want to wait as long as possible, see if the conditions change. Because you don't want to come in early, get a new set of wets, and then have the rain stop enough that slicks become usable. You want to stay out as long as possible, make sure you're on the right tyre for the remainder of the race.
Yeah, spot on. Absolutely spot on. And
these are endurance tyres. They will go a long way into the race.
Oh yeah, these tyres will do an hour easily, potentially even more, without too many complaints. But just having that enforced pit stop in this race just means these guys will have to stop at some point. But as I talk about pit stops, we do see Sidon Tut getting alongside Leighton Austin, making a mistake up the hill. And on the brakes, is that move done for Tut? It is, but Austin's going to try and get the cut back. The inside will then become the outside. I think there's not much you can do about that.
It's all basically 90-degree corners from this point onwards. Very difficult to get a move done.
No, exactly.
You can get a run on someone, but unless you're alongside them going into the corner, you're not going to be able to get past. So especially with no dry line. Exactly.
So that's a hit in the gut for Pulse Sim Sports, and points lost there so far, but it's still 52.5 minutes left. It's not all a loss. It's still got time to try and make that position back up.
Yeah, absolutely. Plenty of race still to run. Just get the heads down, keep pushing.
Yeah, there's a McLaren of Son Angel going up the inside of Richard Page into turn 1. That was a late braking move, but I think Page doesn't have to run on him in the Ferrari. Yeah, he does.
Yeah, he's going to lose out to the Porsche as well.
Look carefully with his contact. That was a very close moment there, and he has lost so much momentum. Even the Aston's going around him.
Oof. It's just that bit widening, then you're having to let off the throttle up the hill when normally you'd be planted.
No, absolutely. So that's
And once you've let off, everyone's just going to monster past you because they've been building that momentum since the 3 corners back.
Indeed, but behind him now, Alexander Autogren is very wide and almost has a moment, and that allows the BMW of Aston to get past.
The front of that Audi is not looking very happy. Is it missing the front bumper, or is it me?
I think this is the way the livery is. It's not missing the front bumper, it's just all black on the livery, so I think it's just a bit of an optical illusion. Doesn't take much to confuse me, though, really, does it?
Yeah, the red and white BMW coming down into the heel there.
To jump away from that, apologies, Vest on the tail of Bloomquist. You can't miss that car, can you? So at least you know where he's going to be if you're going to try and make a move.
It's McLaren on Aston as Vest tries to figure out where he can get by. All he's going to be seeing in front of him is mist spray and Dayglow pink.
Absolutely. Well, I will tell you what. Shall we jump on board and have a look? Look at that. Look at all that spray.
God, that's just a pink blur in the distance, isn't it?
It is literally just a pink blur in the distance. You can't see much else, bless him.
Runs it a little wide onto the exit curve there. Not doing the NASCAR line, which doesn't acknowledge track limits.
No, not at all. But we will just jump back a bit further up the order. Danny Van Oom on the tail of Hagel here in the Porsche Pulse Sim Sport car there of Hagel as it goes through down into the toe. Did you say this is the toe, isn't it?
Let's have a look. This is the chute. Next corner is the toe.
Next corner is the toe. I do apologise. Give me Donington any day, I'll give them all the names, but anywhere else.
Yeah, the uphill is the toe. The whole section is known as the boot, because the next corner is the heel.
Toe, heel. Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Because in the tradition of corner names, someone's looked at the track map and gone, looks a bit like a boot.
No? Question mark? No
That's
idea.
literally what's happened.
Sure. Americans. Anyway. Oh, this battle seems to have calmed down now. So we will just jump up.
I don't know. Van Oom is lining that Porsche up. Sticking in the rear behind it for now, but I think outbreaks himself.
He's very deep. We'll jump back further down the order. Son Angel on the inside. Oh, what's that?
Keeps it planted.
Yeah, it's very wide. There's contact between the Audi and the Aston. Autogren and Janlik go round.
That's a very awkward place to be parked.
And taking that signage as well is Autogren and Janlik still stuck.
Going to make him
He's still
popular.
stopped. He's going to have to find a difficult time trying to get that redrive.
Holding and waiting for enough people to go past to give him a gap. That must have been agony. And it's not even going to improve now because these guys are going to come pelting past at full speed.
Oh, gutting. Just looked like Audi understeered into the car basically.
Yeah, I think a little bit of understeer and traction braking on the wet track, and it just slid him into the side of Jelinek.
Well, let's get a replay of that as they go, this understeer, look, it just clipped him.
Yeah. It doesn't look like he had any grip at all. He was never making that turn.
Well, I think Jelinek was very unlucky there and potentially just got caught up. Meanwhile, we'll jump back up the field because Tut and Austin both going at it 5th and 4th, and it just pinged up on my timing screen. There might have been a bit of contact between these two cars as they get down into the start of the straight.
It's not often you see McLarens and Ferraris fighting on track anymore, is it?
Oh, it is. It's a right rarity, isn't it? There's Tut. Has a massive moment.
a very big. They're taking a lot of gambles with that exit curb.
That's going to leave him vulnerable to Austin, should I say, and Austin has to yield.
Yeah, Tut was not yielding the position there. He was sticking himself to the racing line and saying no.
Car ahead is a back marker though, so that car, that oNiD branded car ahead of him, will be seeing blue flags, and this battle has just turned into three-way. Tut, Austin and Shahibi all now going to be fighting it out for the same piece of tarmac.
Do we say that? Where's the oNiD car meant to go? There's one line through here. It's very, very easy to, if you slide it wide, then people are going to get off into the grass and into the barriers. There's no margin.
Yeah, I think he's just made the best situation right.
Yeah.
That's fantastic from him. I'm not quite sure who that was. There's a couple of 2 or 3 oNiD cars in this race, and I think all of them McLarens, quite annoyingly. So we can't quite distinguish who that was. As
now Shahabi's closing down the back of Austin's getting must be feeling a bit mugged here, to be honest. He's got one car in front of him, another car directly behind him. There's no, if he tries to make a move on one and it doesn't come off, the other car's going to get through on him.
No, absolutely. He's looking ahead, wanting the position, but he has to keep eyes on the back of his head as well. So his head must be on a swivel at this point, being sandwiched in between 2 cars racing for position.
We'll say the Ferraris seem to be looking a bit more lively as they've gone into the race. I wonder if they're just taking a while to switch their tyres on.
Potentially.
Because they weren't looking overly happy before.
No, we'll keep an eye on it, because the gap is now starting to spread out a little bit. Austin and Tut pulling away from Shahibi a little bit as they go up through the first sector uphill, and it looks like the Ferraris will have a run.
Yeah. Swings to the outside. If he pulls it off, it'll look amazing.
Tut goes defensive. Oh, it's contact between the 2! And they're both round. They both did not want to yield there, and that's going to cost them positions.
So you know how I said that was the ideal overtaking line into that chicane?
No.
What's my average position again?
This. Wow. Yeah.
To be fair to Latham, it was very late braking from both of them. I've got a feeling that Tut would have been skipping onto the grass if he hadn't, even with the brakes on there. I'm not sure he'd have got turned in. But, Latham tried to sweep round him and it just didn't work.
No, sadly not, as they will drop down the order, and they are now both. Austin? What am I saying Austin for?
Close enough.
Leighton Austin is in 8th, and where's Tut? 9th. He's in 9th, so yeah, about a 2.5 second gap to Austin. So they both dropped to 8th and 9th, respectively.
Yep. Now he finds himself behind another McLaren of Danny Van Oom.
Indeed he does, and we'll drop down the order a little bit. Van Oosenen. Look at the inside of Alex Parkin. And that's a move done.
Nicely done. Late break into the heel there. Sweeps it around. Just a little touch of the exit curb. Then gets the throttle fed in out of turn 9, I believe it is, to just turn it across the bridge.
Absolutely. But that now puts... Son Angel is in the pits. Our first of 2 pit stops. I say 2 pit stops. So Lecky and Harris have also gone into the pits earlier on in the race. But a couple of cars taking their pit stops now, betting on the weather to stay wet. And I think they will be alright as we see a battle, and Parkin makes contact with Andy Thorpe.
Yeah. Gets turned in the left front corner, just slams into that Fanatec barrier there. And that will not be a very happy feeling Aston Martin.
No, it won't be. So he makes contact on the wall there. Let's jump on board with the Aston. We'll see the oNiD car go up the inside. He's going to try and get the undercut. And just makes contact with the left rear. And
didn't have enough didn't have enough grip to turn through underneath him.
We jumped back with live photos though, so he's now immediately chasing down Lauren in the Mercedes-Benz ahead of him, but I don't think he's going to make any use of that. It's essentially both these cars are just a Mercedes-Benz, and then the Aston essentially Mercedes-Benz with another body kit on, with a skirt on basically, maybe a bit more smaller, but still
the better looking version.
Yeah, but still got a Mercedes engine in it, so power-wise they'll be somewhat competitive. But I think
slightly different bodies, slightly different aero packages, but the mechanical grip's going to be largely the same.
Yeah, exactly.
oNiD on oNiD violence, as Ben would say.
Oh dear God. I do not want to split up that fight. They can no.
Our favourite kind.
It's our favourite kind of violence. Yay! What's the admins have to deal with? Oh no! Peter Genelec showing us a yellow flag. Down.
Long way off there at the outside of turn 10. I think he just run himself wide and waited for a gap to come back on.
Potentially. Parking it in the pits. No, I'm sorry. I've committed a sin.
We've just lost 7 viewers on the basis of that.
Oh, brutal, absolutely brutal. Well, my awesome alliteration is definitely drawing the viewers in, isn't it, Ben?
Chasing down Zach Silver there as he swiftly changes subject.
Yeah, Silver changes subject, and also Ben, me and oNiD on oNiD violence, me and Aiden are experiencing that.
I wasn't going to say it.
I mean, it depends how you define violence. You know, to be fair, it was just an outright win for me, so you know. No, I'm joking. I love you guys, really. As Van Oostenden was on the tail of Zach Silver, and Zach Silver equally on the tail of Marco L. Yellow flag, car 33, Chris Rock. That's the Lamborghini. Struggling to get going again in a very awkward position. He hasn't got a car for another 50 odd seconds though, so he is okay.
Quick turnaround, that's just at the exit of the bus stop there, so I think he's got himself onto one of the curbs or onto the inner grass and has just turned it round.
Well, let's have a look.
Yeah, indeed, exit curb.
And then is he collected by another car?
No, I think he's just...
Oh no! As he jumped back to live photos, he's now chucking litter across the track.
Taking out every single barrier that he can.
He's got a lot of damage though. I think we just missed that replay. I think he's collected a car. Don't know where, don't know how, but that front end damage looks horrific. He definitely didn't have that damage when he came in, when he spun the car. We do have a yellow flag. That's Glen. In that's a very awkward place. Oh my god!
Good evasion by Autogren there. Normally we would be 100% saying hold the brakes, but on that case I think we'll forgive him.
Well, let's see what happened. Goes through the chicane. Oh, he loses it.
Yeah, unsettles it on the chicane.
And was that just a risky rejoin? I don't think he was spinning there. I think he was actually rejoining. The spin that happened.
Yeah, I think he's tried to spin it round, then realised there were a lot of cars coming, and where it had dropped, the spin had dropped and was pointing at the barrier in the middle of a corner.
Yep. P9 still on top has come into the pit lane, drops down the order, really dropping to 13th. We will jump up. We will jump back further up the order to P5. Hunting down Shahibi is Jerome Jongen in the Dutch Endurance Team orange traffic cone on wheels.
Yeah, not going to quite have the run into the chicane there, but sticks right in Shahabi's draft there as they come out.
Yes, indeed. He will keep him honest, and we'll see what happens. They go down into shoot.
Yeah, shoot. Yep, force about it into there, but it's quite difficult to make a pass stick into there because you're having to scrub off so much speed.
Yeah, it's a bit of a nightmare. You can go alongside if you're wanting to risk it, if you have enough momentum and enough bravery with the grip of the car, but
not worth risking it in these conditions. With this much of the race left to go, there's better places you can set up for a pass.
Yeah, without a shadow of a doubt. So, Drunken hanging fire for now. Ooh, takes a bit of grass there. A cheeky little lawn mowing as he goes across the exit of turn 8 through turn 9. Now
Turn 9 now to turn 10. It turned a lot tighter through 9 there. He's not using anywhere near the amount of curb that Shahabi is. I wonder if he's feeling that the level of grip out on it isn't worth it for the Ferrari.
Is there seriously only 10 turns? Or 12 turns?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
It's a Dutch choice. He goes very late on the brakes, almost in contact with the Mercedes. Sorry to interrupt you.
I wasn't talking. Yeah, 11 turns, and but it doesn't count the map I'm looking at doesn't count the chicane as a turn.
Oh, that's why I'm getting confused. Yellow flags on the track at the minute. Dezalecki sadly showing his yellow flag going up through the hill, and I believe getting out of the way of lapping cars. To be fair, actually.
Yes, another very pink car coming past him there.
My eyes. Van Oom in the pits from 15th, so he's going to do his pit stop. Leader's not yet pitted. And let's check in with the leaders. Your leader, Nicholas Huben, still in the lead from race start. 6 seconds gap to Seville in P2. P3 Watson making a good run there in the Pulse SimSport Ferrari. Shahibi 4th, followed very closely by Jerome Jongen in P5. So that's Mercedes and Ferrari. Car ahead of them is a back marker, and that is Page? Or John Leck, I can't quite remember. In that gets well out of the way and goes wisely so for these guys. P6, Leighton Austin Harkle 7th, Page 8th, Ollie Knowles at 9th, and Reza 10th.
Big twitch from Jongen on the exit curve of turn 10 there.
Was a very big twitch. Gets away with it though.
Saw it snake left and right, and then he was able to get the throttle down, the traction control kicks in, and he breathes a sigh of relief and gives thanks to whichever god he's following.
Yes. Absolutely. Oh, Richard Page, yellow flag. Oh, he's pitting.
Yeah, that would be why.
Oh.
I wonder if he came in a bit hot and had to slam the brakes on to get himself down to the pit limit speed.
There's the yellow flag. Oh wait. No. That's just a bit antisocial as he comes into the pits. What else is happening? Silver is quite close to Marco L.
Zach looking racy. Zach has come on leaps and bounds in the last couple of years in terms of his racing ability.
Has indeed.
He can still be a mouthy little git on the Discord, but he is known as quite an aggressive racer. But
the viewer of oNiD admins, it's not true that he's representative of oNiD Community Racing brand.
But he's definitely got the ability to back it up. He used to be on controller and it was not as popular, but since he's got a wheel for himself, he's now much more happy as he swings around the outside into the chicane. As I said, it's the overtaking line there.
He's casually singing
coming from the outside.
He gets the car with the inside down and unsettles the car, and that's going to the Porsche.
That's going to put Porsche right back through on him. Yeah, not quite. He's going to have the inside into the chute and be able to defend.
We had to think about it. We will, however, I think this battle's calmed down. We'll go back up to Jerome Jongen and Shahibi. 5th and 4th. We'll keep an eye on that Marco L battle. That is still going on. But we'll see these guys fighting to turn 1. Can't make it work. Hagel, should I say, from P7 has got into the pit lane, and so has oNiD.
So they've come in together by the looks of it.
Yes, they have.
That's they're clearly going to be fighting on the exit, depending on how long they're, how well they've timed their pit stops there. Still 26 minutes left of the pit window. So everyone's got plenty of time, and a lot of people are yet to stop.
Rain for the next half hour. That is the official reading from the weather in game. We will have a fully wet hour of racing.
I wonder if they're going. I mean, presumably they know that at this point as well.
You would like to think so, because they see the same information we do. So.
But are they going to wait until the very last minute, push these tyres to the absolute end, and then dive in just before the pit window ends?
I wonder.
With these endurance tyres and with the weather prediction, that's a viable tactic.
It is very viable.
I mean, the tyres aren't exactly going to be happy, but they'll still be good enough that you can get them there.
Yes. Oh no. Yeah, absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt. So I reckon some of these guys will be pushing it right to. I say that. P2's in the pits.
Now, is this going to spark off the top 2 and 3
and
coming?
Watson is as well, P3.
Right, they're hoping for an undercut.
P5 as well in the pits. Have they fueled with just half hour? I wonder. I do wonder.
It is a mandatory tyre change in the pits, isn't it?
It's a mandatory tyre, but if they've short fueled themselves just for half hour, they're committing to taking it now. If, for whatever reason, anyone ahead of them or behind them have decided to go for full fuel,
they might be able to get the jump on them.
Yeah.
That's a very shared pit box that Jongman's got there.
Yeah, it is a little bit, isn't it? So,
who's that? Is he literally sharing with Watson there?
I think he was literally. Zach Silver in the pits, Andy Thorpe in the pits as well, as they got me excited a little bit there and picked up as a yellow flag, but they were just slowing down for the pit lane.
It's not often you get into your pit box and find yourself inside another driver. So it's
no, you don't. Not at all.
Read into that what you may.
Yes, wow.
Also come down all the way down in P28 here, chasing down that Demon Tweaks Ferrari. It is not been his finest day, I think.
No, yellow flag for a couple of heads. That's Nick Commanders in the what's that? oNiD Simhound Rookies car there. So yeah, he's going to be getting his foot back down. That car does look a bit battered from the contact potentially made by the immovable barriers.
Yep, I think he outbroke himself, slid the car, and once it's on the wet track, it's just turning underneath him.
Yeah, indeed it does. And it's like, oh, I'm going to get on the grass. Clunk the orange barrier, which is definitely made of plastic, but is very indestructible.
Surprisingly solid barrier.
Yeah,
concrete-filled plastic, apparently.
Indeed, it's just
rooted 10 feet into the ground.
Ooh, Shahibi is in the pits from P2.
Now, where is he going to come out in relation to the other two, is the question.
Car behind him of Axton also in the pits, so both of these guys are going to drop down the order. Looking at the timing screen, car 24 in the pits. Seville is coming through the last corner now.
So he's going to get that spot back from Shahabi.
Yeah. He's going to potentially jump Asklin and Shahibi at the same time, and I think indeed he does, depending on any cars on exit. Nope, that's definitely that's P4 for him, and he's taken his pit stop as well. Is this? Are we looking at the new race leader?
I'm not sure, because Hubin has been race leader from the start. Could be Shahabi. I think the time on my time is just not updated. That 22. No, that's not quite right, isn't that's the car in front?
Apologies, yellow flag for Haribo Esports driver Daniel Thompson. He's going to get going again. He's going to immediately be hounded by traffic behind a Vest, Sherlock, Bloomquist and Page.
Lots of cars coming up behind him. It's like having a pack of sharks suddenly bearing down on you, isn't it?
It's like, I want that place, I want it now. As these guys are going to go and start fighting into turn 1. We will check in with the gap in the lead because it's going to be quite interesting. Huben is actually in the pits as we do see this battle continue. Leighton Austin now takes the lead. There's contact! That's massive!
Oh, that's a big hit. Green flag immediately waved there at the marshal.
Technically, the car hasn't passed the marshal post. There is a green flag section, technically. But was that Bloomquist? It was Bloomquist making contact.
There were a lot of other cars coming up on him there as well.
It does get going. Just about.
I hope no one else was collected there. We cut away just as another gaggle of cars was coming up on him.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm hoping they've all got away with it.
Right. Apologies, folks. We did miss the lead battle. Huben has come out the pits in second place and by some advantage by about 10 seconds.
He's retaining the net lead at this point.
He is indeed.
Leighton Austin still has to come. I keep nearly calling him Lana Austin, which is someone completely different. He's about 25 seconds, just over 25 seconds behind.
Yeah.
So Austin's still got to make his stop, which I'm assuming he's going to do within the next lap or so. I wouldn't be surprised if we see him come in this lap.
Yeah. Pit stop is about 35 seconds or 40 seconds.
So that will drop him back.
Oh, but no, potentially even more than that. It's going to drop him right back down to what, P5?
I mean, he's got clear track in front of him. Is he going to hope that he can that he's got the pace to steam away now? He doesn't come in.
He doesn't come in. I think that's what he's going to try and do. Hanging out.
Stretch that lead and hope that he can get enough under him to retain the spot.
I hope Huben makes a mistake, basically. I think is at this point, it's 26.5 seconds, and we'll see what it is when it comes officially to the line. So wait for the timing to update.
It's this next lap that's really going to be the teller. Huben's tyres won't quite have switched on yet, I don't think.
No.
But it's taken a couple of attempts. So it was 26.7 before. He's taken 4 attempts out of Austin's time.
Yes. We'll keep an eye on that. It will just depend what the lap times are. But we'll jump back further down the orders. Richard Page, recovering Richard Page, is going to be now still trying to fight with a recovering Daniel Tomlinson.
He's all over the back of Tomlinson there, trying to find a way past. But it's...
Indeed.
Was that Ferrari on McLaren action? There's a whole string of McLarens in front of him. So he's going to have to try and find his way through that gaggle of cars and out into some clear air.
He's got definitely got what looks to be a lot more confidence than the car ahead of him.
Looks like just about everyone has done their pit stop at this point, apart from Austin.
Yeah, that is correct. Everyone has made a pit stop, apart from our leader Austin. Now, the times they come across the line, and we'll keep you updated with that. I'm just looking at the timing screen.
Someone coming in, someone swinging into the pits there.
Austin is now in the pits.
Ah, that was Austin there. Yeah, I think he's looked at the gap, realised he's not going to gain enough time over Huben to try and keep the lead.
Huben's going into the penultimate corner as we speak. Good evening, Cumberbush. Yes, we are doing alright. We're about to see Nicholas Huben retake the lead on track from what has been a very dominant drive for him so far in that Audi. And lead will have a very significant gap over Austin. once he's finished his pit stop and he's just in his pit boxes, it's going to be at least a 20-second gap.
Yeah. I'm not even sure Austin's going to retain second. I think Seville might pip him on that one.
I think he just about has, yeah.
Yep, Seville through. Watson
goes through.
Quite.
Yeah,
Watson through as well. Jongen, I don't think he's going to be quite there.
Austin's still in his
pit. Oh, he might
box.
well do, actually. Yeah, I think Jongen's going to have him as well.
This is a long pit stop for Austin.
Yeah. No, that wasn't Jongen. Yeah, that's Jongen through. Just going past the background there.
So is Shahibi.
Yeah. So I think Austin's lost places there.
Austin will rejoin in 6th place. We're just waiting for the timing tower to update, but it is 6th place. And has the Audi behind him is a blue flag car. It is a lap down. So if he goes for the move, then it will be trying to unlap himself. It will not be for position. The next car he has to worry about is Hagel in 7th, which is his teammate, essentially in Pole Sim Sport, but in the Porsche, which was just in your rear back in the back view. You can see him just going through the corner there in that Porsche behind the Audi. That's his next person to challenge for position.
The next person in front of him is Shahabi, he's got the lapped Aston directly in front, and then it's the Sprite-coloured Mercedes.
Yeah.
The Aston making himself out the way and letting Austin through there to chase.
Yeah, absolutely. As I just lost Ben there for a second. You back?
Yep, I'm still here.
That's cool. Oh, yellow flag for Richard Page. Oh, Moore's making contact with the car.
Just about held that together.
Yeah, I think it just went wide there. Maybe a bit too much tail on entry. We will see what happened there as he goes up the hill, fighting away with the Haribo car. That was who was that? That was Tomlinson.
Big closing under the draft. He's going to try around the outside.
Oh, a touch.
Yeah, not quite the awareness there.
Sadly not.
He had to turn in to try and make the corner, but the Haribo car was always there. No. So he didn't really have anywhere to go. So he's lost a place to Blomqvist.
Yep, absolutely.
But it could have been far worse there, really. It looked like he was trying to back out of it, to be fair.
Sadly, so.
He's right up on the back of them again.
Kind of. It's now the retina burning pink of Blomqvist now challenging.
Yeah. Blomqvist went past him in the chicane and then right on the back of Thomas. That's got to be distracting when you look in your mirrors, hasn't it?
Yes. Now
see a pink Aston Martin bearing down on you.
I am just going to briefly jump onto Jordan Watson because it has registered he's made contact with a car somewhere. I think it's car 28 potentially trying to unlap himself. Let's see if there's a replay. Car 1 potentially was that black and white car going past, and sadly I think the replay is not caught what actually happened.
Not sure whether it was an unlap. Oh no, he's nudged the Mercedes on the way down the chute.
I do apologise. Car 1 is Watson. The contact was with that Mercedes of 28.
Wasn't really anything particularly nasty there. It's just a tight corner.
Yeah, so got away with that. And Lowen was the driver giving way for him. I think Watson just got a little bit greedy with the move, but both got away with it. Just a little love tap going through, and that was that.
Yeah. Both of them held it well and carrying on with their own respective races, really.
Crazy good kung fu says very pink, distracted look. Yes, absolutely. I definitely need to go to Specsavers after this stream. I'll probably need to go to hospital after this stream and not having any reps left.
I'm willing to guarantee that Alvin's done that just to distract us.
Yeah, yellow flag showing. That's the second from to Glen. Glen in that Mercedes made the move. That's very random. I'm not quite sure what happened there. We'll get a quick replay. He's going slow and potentially.
Is he letting lapping traffic through there? I think that's what he was doing. Yeah,
he is, but I think he's mistakenly given the position up to Genlik.
Saw him going slowly and went, "Yeah, cheers."
Yeah, he's like, "No, I'm going to give that." Yeah, Genlik's very opportunistic. Yeah, I think Autowin let one of the lead cars through and mistaken the blue and black Aston Martin at Genlik as someone who was trying to lap him, but it was actually for position.
It's horrible when you do that. Everyone's done it at least once. Moved over to, let's say, let a car that's lapping you through, and then some person behind you just goes, "Right, I'll have that spot. Cheers, thanks."
No, exactly.
Totally lapping you at the same time.
Yeah,
what position? No,
not at all. As I say that, Genlik is now on the back of Harris. That actually might have been. I think Autowin may have an issue there, giving places to Harris and Genlik. This is actually for position. What happened to him? That's so crazy. Just slow down off the racing line.
Just on the long run down, so I wonder if he's got his line wrong going through the uphill section here.
Yeah. Had a moment, saved it.
Yeah, had to bail out to stop himself clattering those barriers.
Indeed, well, we will stick with this battle because Genlik goes very almost sliding it into the wall on the outside to try and get the run on this BMW. And I think very wisely, the BMW says, "Yeah, go on, I'll let you have it. Yeah. You've got the run on me. I'm not going to risk an incident."
That is one of the oNiD teams, I believe.
It is Simon Harris, indeed it is, in that oNiD team BMW, oNiD Racing driver there, as the Audi behind him, Autoglen, who obviously must have made a mistake giving 2 positions away. Now, it was alongside and has made a move.
Yeah. How distracted by one car going past, and then the other one goes, "Yep, I'll have that. Cheers."
Yep, absolutely. Well, that's job done.
As long as you're giving places away, I'll have one as well.
Yeah, exactly. You can have a place. You can have a place. You all can have a place. If you get that reference, if you get that reference, thank you. If you don't worry. I'm just being a very sad man. Anyway, as we jump to Leighton.
Got a brief flash of yellow there at the top of the screen, but don't know who it's for. Leighton closing down Shahabi there. I think Shahabi just took a little bit of a chunk out of the barrier.
Thank you.
Leighton not close enough to make the move into turn 1 there.
No, sadly not. Thank you, Crazy Good Kung Fu, for understanding my reference.
Don't dignify him.
I don't need no dignifying.
Dignify this nonsense.
You can be dignified. You can be dignified. You can all be dignified. Anyway, Leighton was on the tail. It still pretty much is on the tail of Shahibi.
Lost a little bit of pace to him up the hill, but
yeah, he's got a blue flag car which gets out of the way, car 31.
Yeah.
That is someone.
Leighton closes right up there off the exit from the outer loop. Shahabi defending deep into the chute.
Oh, they bump!
Yep, that's a getting a bit close to a touring car move, that one.
Yeah, a bit of bumper love there. Oh, yellow flag, Danny Van Oom, P9 has lost a couple of places to Rezo and Knowles.
That's the outer loop, just off the chicane. Are we willing to guess what's happened there? Do you think he'll have got over the curb and had a bit of a spin?
Oh, let's have a look. Wow!
Oh look, he got over the curb and had a bit of a spin.
You absolutely read my mind. Huzzah!
It's almost as if those curbs are absolutely lethal in the wet.
Yeah, exactly. Who knew? Oh God, car.
See, the thing is, I guarantee you, they all know how bad those curves are going to be. But it's so fun to go through that chicane using the curbs. That you just go, "I'll give it a go," and then You get the centre line of the car over it, the car bottoms out, and it flings you off.
Absolutely. Now look at this battle. Axelin on the back of Danny Van Oom. Let's go have a bit of fun in the last closing minutes of the race. I'm surprised I haven't done this sooner. Rear wing view of Danny Van Oom.
That's a very angry looking car, the BMW, isn't it?
It's a German angry car. Yeah, I want that place now.
It's a very big car as well, in comparison. Much higher profile.
It's very menacing.
It's not quite Bentley levels of massive, but I mean, the Bentley would have no trouble here because it would just loom like a cruise ship in the rear mirror and say, get out of the way or else. That's a big move.
We'll jump on board. I think it's going to be moved done.
Going to the outside, needs to sweep.
No. It goes, Van Oom goes deep.
Can we save it out the chicane?
Ooh, a flash of lights as well.
Ooh, that's a bit of annoyance.
It is a little bit, but you can get away with it for now. Just
one flash is expressing your annoyance. If he keeps doing it, then he'll be in trouble.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll leave this battle for a minute because Sidon Tut on the tail of Hagel here of Pulse SimSport.
That Pulse SimSport Porsche has not looked overly happy in this weather. Drive through for track limits, car number 1.
Car number 1? That's P3 Jordan Watson. Oh, that is a spice things up.
Yeah, that's going to very much promote Jerome Jongen up into third, into that podium spot. It's track limits. There's not much of an argument you can make against that.
No, sadly not. As we see Hagel hold position for now. Which that one, I believe. That's 1 and 3. As wrong car. There we go.
The weather is just appalling, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. The weather is just appalling.
All they're seeing of the car in front is a blur behind a load of spray.
Big time. Right on the tail now is Tut, and that McLaren does have a lot of grip.
Hagel had to make a little lift off as
there's contact between the two.
Yeah.
Oh.
You saw him going for the move and thought, that's not going to end well.
It isn't an Autogren. I think in that Audi unlapping himself from that. But that's never going to end well.
No, you can do that in the dry into the chute. You can't do it in conditions like this. There's one line through there.
No, absolutely. Let's get the... let's have a look. That camera. Let's have a look, shall we?
Yep.
This has a run on the
Hagel had to lift coming out the...
that was it.
Had to loop there. That was a closing cone of danger there.
In the chute, out the chute. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, as Craig could come through, it was a big send. It was way too far back to make that move at that point.
Now Watson has done his drive-through, so he's now dropped down to 6th.
Oof. Is that enough? Someone else with a drive for that car number 11, Danny Van Oom.
Ooh.
And he's immediately taking it by the looks of it.
Oh, he's slowed.
I'm not sure he got slowed down in time there. Where is the line? Was it that second line he was before there? We'll see when he comes out of the pits, really.
He's gonna get stop, go. Drum roll, please. So he will take his drive-through. He did immediately slam on the brakes once more in the pit lane. Comes to the pit end. Is it going to be a drive-through? It's a stop-go for speeding in the pit lane.
Go. Yeah, I think he mixed the lines up.
I think so, and that's going to put his day from bad to worse. He will drop down all the way down.
It's not what you want at 7 minutes left of the race,
No,
is it?
No, absolutely not.
That's going to absolutely murder his results.
He's a drop.
So the next person
down
back from him is what? Is
Sherlock.
Angel. Is it Sherlock that's back from him?
So, yeah, Van Oom is in 13th now. There's Sherlock
He's
behind
right
him.
behind him.
Page. It's going to drop all the way down to at least. What? If he does stop below 30, he'll probably down to like 28.
Yeah. Oh, that's. We can only sympathise. We've all done it. We all know the misfortune of getting your pit limiter wrong.
Right. 6.5 minutes, or just under 6.5 minutes, and
F's in the chat, you know.
F. Yeah. F of Danny Van Oom. But Austin right on the tail of Shahibi for 5th and 4th, and this will be a battle right until the end of the race if these guys keep it clean.
He can make the move, done it. The draft is massive down here. He's not going to be there this time. Charby just held the line there, held to his braking spot, didn't give up an inch of space to Austin there.
Not at all, not in the slightest.
Absorbing this pressure like a sponge. Car 23 track limits. They're coming thick and fast now.
23? Who's 23? That's
quite
Commanders all the way down to 30 seconds, sadly.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to have a massive effect on his results at this point, is it?
No, certainly not. Van Oom is, however, in the pits. His stop go 30, and he will drop all the way down the order. Shahibi going defensive straight away.
Yes, sticking to the line very early. Going to let it run wide out the corner.
Austin potentially looking at the inside. No, Clark thinks better of it. Stays put for now.
Yeah, not really much place to overtake through this section.
No,
so we'll leave it for now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Needs to close up as they come out this last turn, and then try down into turn 1, ideally, or at the very least be close enough to give him that run down the back straight and into the chicane.
No. Without a shadow of a doubt. 4.5 minutes left of this 60-minute race. Everyone has pitted. Everyone is taken their mandatory pit stop, and the only battles now are the ones that we have out on the track.
So he's not going to be. I don't think he's going to be close enough this time round.
Yellow flag for Jordan Watson.
Oof.
What happened to him? He's dropped.
I'm guessing he ran wide off turn 1.
Let's have a look. Gander. Indeed he did. Oh, he puts it into the wall.
Oh, that's a big hit.
He's going to be struggling for the rest of the race. That Ferrari, look at his damage on the front.
There's no point pitting now to repair damage, not with 3 minutes left.
No, sadly not. There is another Ferrari Pulse Sport car up ahead of him. That's still fighting for position. Shahibi and Austin still going at it. There's a battle a bit further down, 30th and 14th.
I'm not convinced that Leighton wasn't bump drafting Alex then.
He
was that close behind him.
No, exactly.
He's lying and thinks about it.
No, absolutely.
He's not got the overspeed.
No, not at all.
And that Mercedes is very good on the brakes into the turn. He's out-braking him every single time.
Every time, yeah, absolutely.
He's going to have to either go for a very big dive or get himself lined right up. He's close through here. Needs to stick underneath the rear wing of that Mercedes through the final turn. Possible chance down into turn 1 if he can get right alongside the Merc, but I'm not sure the Ferrari's got the overspeed to do it.
No, I think he'll just stay tucked in behind and maybe try and make a move up the hill into the bus stop chicane.
Yeah. Looking, pulls out the draft slightly, just enough to give himself space. Sticks back under it through the uphill section, gets the overspeed. You can see him closing up. No, he's not going to be close enough.
Hasn't got enough draft.
I think that he's got too much downforce on to get it done. I think the drag's too much.
Gaining car drive through track notes 23.
Car 23. Ah, that's the one we had before.
Oh, that's the one we had before.
He just hasn't cleared it yet.
Nick Manders down in 30 seconds. But that Ferrari is pushing the car around, and indeed almost has an overlap, but can't quite make it work.
As soon as he's out the draft, he loses the speed and can't get alongside.
No, exactly, just doesn't.
So I think there's too much drag.
Exactly. Now the official called out leader is now on the final lap. Nicholas Huben has come across the line, P4 and 5, about a quarter of a lap behind him, just to show into perspective how far Huben's managed to create a gap during this wet race.
We haven't seen much of him, but that's because he was out in front playing on his own.
No, exactly. Austin still knocking on the door. Shahibi back down further in the order. Sherlock, Page and Angel fighting for 12th, 13th and 14th. We will keep an eye on that battle and jump to their battle at the end of the race if they are still fighting come the last lap, which they will be starting at any moment now. And Austin just doesn't have quite the run.
Yeah, pulls out and then just drops back straight away.
Absolutely.
I mean, the Merc might have lower wing, but you need to have have enough high wing to give you the grip. But I mean, the Mercs have got very good mechanical grip anyway. With that slightly longer wheelbase in these wet conditions, it'll just be able to put the power down. And he's just pulling a gap there.
He is. They've got a back marker in front of them that might prove helpful for Austin. Really close on Austin. He's got so much downforce. He's closing in the corners. You can't do anything about it though.
No. Full wing when it's dry. Yeah, same. Give me the grip. Give me the grip.
The grip. The grip. He's the grip. He's the grip. Merc is quick on the straights though, indeed. Just zero ring it and have fun. Slow in, slow out. Yeah, no. As we do celebrate a win for Nicholas Huben, he does come across the line and take the checkered flag. And second place will be Jonathan Seville in P2 there as he comes to the checkered flag. Congratulations to Jonathan. Jerome Jongan still a bit further back, and in the background, still
we can see that battle.
Yeah, still hasn't been done by Austin.
I think Austin's out of time here. I don't think he's got anywhere else he can actually make the move, unless he's prepared to batter Shahabi out of the way, which they're better than that, to be honest.
Indeed, he's going to probably stay put. He's going to look up the inside on the final turn. They go side by side.
So he
sends it, and that might be move done.
Both of them clout the wall on the exit.
They're going to go across the line side by side. Who's going to get it? It will be Austin.
Oh, by 1/100th of a second. 100th of a second. And that was a heck of a move from Austin there.
Indeed. P6 has got a drive-through. Comes across the line.
Oh no.
And that was Watson.
Who decides that enough has been seen of this planet. His home planet needs him, and he will go straight into the wall.
Indeed, he does. I'm trying to get to Watson, but I think he has just left the server.
I think he smashed it into the wall and just left straight away.
And that is that, folks. 7th, 8th is Rezar, 9th is Knowles, 10 is Atkinson. That is your top 10. I believe we're just waiting for the last couple of cars across the line. 11th, 12th and 13th. And they are still fighting as they go to the line. Page sadly having to concede to Angel, and they do come across the line, see the checkered flag. And I believe apart from Nuke Manders, who is the last car on track, we'll see the checkered flag, and that is it. You'll just... Yeah, of course, they just mute it in the barrier.